Next episode, next story. Let's do this. Today, I'm actually going to do a very special type of content because I have not talked about my all-time favorite anime yet. And if you know me, then you know it's Sailor Moon. So I'm going to do just a little brief video. It's mostly going to be just to show off my collection, but I'll drop a few facts along the way. So to start with the collection, I am going to say this, and I'm going to just get the controversial part out of the way soon. I absolutely adored the original Deke dub, okay? I think it is far superior than the Viz Media dub. I don't care if I'm alone on that, but that's just how I feel. I grew up watching Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is the first anime that I ever watched, and I used to come home every day from school and watch it every day without fail. So I grew up on Sailor Moon, and aside from Sailor Moon the show, Sailor Moon had a lot of influence on me in real life. It affected what I think about friendships, what I think about being a good person, about saving people, about not leaving anybody behind. A lot of my behavior, a lot of how I approach things in real life were molded in me as a child from Sailor Moon. And even from that, Sailor Moon is a majorly influential anime, and it honestly changed a lot about the way anime was perceived in the United States. A lot of animes at that time, as well as now, draw influences from Sailor Moon, from transformations to fighting bad guys. This was one of the first animes that had girls who actually did more than just kind of like chicklet around. So there was a group of girls who was fighting against evil. They were using their brains. So yeah, if you're not familiar with the impact that Sailor Moon has had on anime in general and shows in general, then you need to go ahead and get hipped. But we're going to start anyway with my collection. So I have spent thousands of dollars on Sailor Moon stuff, from posters, tattoos, DVDs, manga, whatever you name it. I have lots of Sailor Moon paraphernalia. But I do want to show off my DVD collection because I have the original Sailor Moon collection as well as the Viz Media. So to start off, the Deke dub for Sailor Moon released seasons 1 and season 2 in sets of 6. So there are 6 episodes on each of these. Let me make sure. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna start over because I wasn't showing it in order. But Sailor Moon was released. There are 6 episodes on each of these DVDs, right? So this is all of Sailor Moon season 1. So there's 1. A heroine is chosen. The power of friendship. The man in the tuxedo mask. The secret of the Sailor Scouts. Introducing Sailor Venus. Fight to the finish. And Adventure Girls. So these 7 DVDs are season 1 in the original Deke dub. Now, for the Viz Media dub, there's only 2. Okay, there's volume 1, volume 2. And as you can see, it's very much simple. Actually, let me take out the cover. So you'll see it's the same, at least for these. These are the same. So it's the same in the cover, and this is the spine. What I prefer over anything is the difference in this spine and this spine. So, but this is season 1. This is the difference in season 1, original and remake. Well, original and remake. Yeah. All right, so moving on to season 2, we have, again, multiple sets of DVDs in the original Deke dub. Some of these have 5 episodes. Some of these have 6. So I'll go through these pretty quickly. Make sure I do them in order this time. All right, the Doom Tree Strikes. The Return of the Doom Trees. The Trouble with Rini. The Ties That Bind. The Wrath of Emerald. Time Travelers. And Love Conquers All. So this is going to be season 2. So, which I forgot to mention this, but season 1 of Sailor Moon is just Sailor Moon. Season 2 is Sailor Moon R. So now for the remake, the Viz Media dub, which I held these up backwards on season 1, but anyway. So this one, we've got part 1 of season 2 and part 2 of season 2. So keeping the same consistency. This color is a little different. On season 1, it's pink. This one's more like a coral. But again, very basic, very not giving. We are on to season 3 of Sailor Moon, which is Sailor Moon S. And it is regarded as being one of the darker seasons of Sailor Moon. This was the season where there was imminent danger to the world. There was a threat that the whole world was going to be destroyed. And, you know, this was probably the most serious in the sense of people dying. So it's often regarded as one of the best seasons of Sailor Moon, which I agree. And outside of Sailor Moon, my favorite character makes her appearance in season 3. That would be Sailor Saturn. So original, at this point, these are not deep. These are being produced by Pioneer. And there's a slight difference between the Heart Collection 1 and all of the rest. And that is because there was a re-release of these by Jinan. And that's why these ended up with the red band, and this one does not have it. So not anything major, really. So yeah, these are, again, multi-episode sets. There's 6 volumes in here, so we'll go through these. On this side. So we got Heart Collection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One of my favorite pictures ever out of anime. All right, and then of course the Viz Media, we have, let me make sure I do them right again, part 1 and part 2 of season 3. And this one is more of a yellow, which I don't know why they picked that happy of a color, but hey, go for it. So again, this season is where we meet the outer Sailor Guardians. And we see the stark difference between their power and the inner Guardians, and as well as the conflict between them, because they did not just all work together on one accord. Now, when I was saying earlier about Sailor Moon influenced a lot of the way that I think regarding friendships and saving people, it was this season. So Sailor Moon was adamant that they could save the world and Hotaru at the same time, and outer Guardians were like, no, she has to die. And poor Sailor Saturn, she's just living her life as Sailor Saturn, Hotaru, and Mistress 9. So this is really where I kind of honed in on the kind of person that I want to be, because Sailor Moon was willing to go the mile to make sure everybody made it out of this season versus taking the easy way out and just, you know. So there we have it, season 3. And we are on to season 4, which is Sailor Moon Super S. So this one, again, is Pioneer. And for the original was Pioneer. And this one is known as the Pegasus Collection. Now, people feel a lot of different ways about this season. Me personally, I hated it. I did not like it. It was my least favorite. But here we have it anyway. So for the Pegasus Collection, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So as far as collections goes, this is closer to like the first and second season where there's seven sets, and there's multiple episodes on each one, of course. And for the packaging this time, they were clear DVD cases versus being black. So that's pretty cool there. I haven't opened any of these, but so I still have like the inserts for the ones that had inserts in them. And then there's like artwork on the inside of these as well. So collection wise, this one was probably the prettiest, but yeah, my least favorite. And then of course for Viz, we have just 2, part 1 and part 2, with like a teal green color this time being the accent. So something I did not mention on season 3. I don't remember when these first started coming out. I don't remember if they had plastic all over them like these, and I just took them off of the first 2 seasons, or if they just had the plastic on the inside. I don't know, but these are still in the plastic. I've never opened them. I have no intentions of opening them, so they're just gonna stay how they are. And that is season 4. All right, so this was gonna bother me, so I had to get confirmation on the plastic. So season 2, they put the plastic just on the case, not on the entire thing. So I'm assuming that season 1 was also like that, but I had just taken the plastic off. But starting with season 2, I just bought them and threw them on the shelf, so I never took the plastic off of any of them. But I did want to confirm that they did switch from just putting the plastic on the case to the whole thing. On to season 5, which is Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars. Now, the original dub, around this time, I believe the studio or the company had lost the license to be able to make the dub. So we never got a dub of season 5 when Sailor Moon was originally airing in the United States. We never got it. It ended with season 4. So any DVD or VHS you find of someone saying that it's the original dub of Sailor Stars, it is absolutely a bootleg, because there was never an original dub of season 5 of Sailor Moon. So we only have the Viz Media dub for this, and it is blue, and of course it's part 1 and part 2. So actually, my first time watching season 5 of Sailor Moon was when they made this dub. So I believe I was in college, so that would have been around 2014-ish. I don't know exactly when this was, but it was definitely after 2014. But that was my first time seeing Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars. I had never seen it before. It was new to me. So all I have is the Viz Media dub for this season, unfortunately. But yes, it was definitely a good conclusion to Sailor Moon. But it wasn't as impactful to me because, like I said, I was watching this as a young girl, and I did not actually see how Sailor Moon ended until I was in college. Now, could I have watched the dub? Yes. But remember, I did not start watching anime like I watch now until I got to college. So all of it kind of lined up. I never watched any subtitled anime until I started watching things other than Sailor Moon. So the only thing I knew was Sailor Moon in English. And at the time, it was the original series, and then they started doing the dub, the Viz Media dub. So I did see it. I have seen this. It's just not my preference. And, you know, like Inuyasha, stuff like that, that aired in the United States. So it was in English. So I didn't see the conclusion of this until I was an adult. Now, on to the film. So there are 3 Sailor Moon movies. There is Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, and Sailor Moon Super S. Those are the 3 films. And there was, for originals, there was the Dream box set. And this was released by Pioneer. And it has all of the DVDs on here. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but I have a lot of these also on VHS as well. So I have VHS and DVD. Crazy, huh? So we got The Promise of the Rose, which to me is the best Sailor Moon movie. I love it. It was a great film. Had a lot of good voice actors. Then we've got the Sailor Moon S and Sailor Moon Super S. So these again are bright, colorful movies following the spine that Pioneer uses. Now, for Viz Media, they also did dubs of the films. So we have, let me get them in order. So we got Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, and Sailor Moon Super S. I actually saw all of these films in theater. They did specials for R. I think R came out by itself, and then S and Super S, it was a double feature, I believe. But I know for sure that they had like a little, they played Amy's love story, and there was like another little scene, I think, that aired with one of these movies. It's been a while, but I did get to see all 3 of these in theaters. And last but not least, if one release was not enough to fix some of the quality and audio issues, Viz Media did start re-releasing the dub of Sailor Moon. So there's now, which I got this one all in Blu-ray this time. So there's now one box set for the whole season. So there's the complete first season, second season, and third season. I do not have the other two yet. So whenever I can get them and whenever they're available, I will get those, add those to the collections. If you are wondering why you did not see any Sailor Moon Crystal, it is honestly because I hated Sailor Moon Crystal as well. When I heard that there was going to be a re-imaging of Sailor Moon that was going to be truer to the manga, I appreciated that. But I guess I'm just a sucker for the 90s style of anime. So I didn't really like Crystal's anime style. Will I ever buy the DVDs? Probably. But it's just not top of the list right now to buy. And then I feel like they got a little lazy when they redid it because they did not do the whole series as a show. To me, they copped out making films for season 4 and season 5. So maybe next time I do a video, it will be after I buy Sailor Moon Crystal, but I would not hold your breath on that. So yeah, this is my Sailor Moon DVD collection. And again, just some little tidbits between the original and the Viz Media dub. If you are still watching, please let me know if you've seen Sailor Moon, how you feel about Sailor Moon. When one arc ends, another one begins. See you next time.